Hello, Internet. This is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. Today we want to review for you a new guitar from Martin, actually a new line of guitars, and that is the new Modern Deluxe series that they debuted at the NAMM show several weeks back. Now, we've been waiting for these to come in. We have a lot of each of the models on order. This is the first one that I've able to have in order to do a review for you. So we're going to talk about some of the features that are unique to the entire line and then demonstrate this guitar and tell you kind of what it's all about. So the Modern Deluxe, Martin says, is a new take on kind of vintage guitars. The truth is that they're doing some things to give you a vintage sound, but it has rather modern appointments to it. All of the guitars feature wood binding. They feature a carbon fiber bridge plate, liquid metal bridge pins, a titanium truss rod, gold frets, pearl, looks more like abalone, honestly, inlaid script logo, an asymmetrical neck, and VTS treated top and bracing. So that's a lot of new features to throw out there to you. And I'll give you an idea on the price point before we dig into each one as well. They are several $100s, or a little bit more than that, more expensive than their standard series counterpart. So what I'm holding is a D28 Modern Deluxe. A normal HD28's just past $1,000. This sells right at $39.99, so right at $4,000 at the time that I'm making this video. So check our websites. Prices are always subject to change by the manufacturer, but for just under $1,000 more, you're basically getting a lot of additional appointments to improve the look and the sound and the playability of the instrument to something that's really more on par with something from the custom shop at Martin Guitars. So let's dig into each of the specifics on the appointments, and I'll tell you kind of what they do. So again, what I'm holding is a D28 Modern Deluxe. Now, if you're a Martin fan or you watch these videos, you go, no, Chris, you're wrong. That's an HD28. No, it's a D28. So let me get the confusion out of the way. The original D28, which we've talked about if you've watched any of our videos, came with scalloped bracing and herringbone binding. At some point, Martin switched that to the D28 that you know today, which doesn't have the herringbone, and went to straight bracing. Then they came out with a model that had the herringbone and scallop bracing again, but since the D28 had found an audience already and had some fans, they put this alongside it and called it the HD28. And those are the two models that we've known for decades. This goes back to that earliest D28. So it's not an HD28, it's a D28, but it has herringbone binding and it has scallop bracing. Clear as mud? Good. All right, so it's a treadnought guitar. It features a spruce top and rosewood back and sides, as we've known the D28 to have. The top on it is a VTS treated Sitka spruce top. So that is Martin's vintage tone system, which has some torrefaction involved. They're also doing that with the bracing. It's VTS Adirondack spruce bracing. So Addy bracing, that's VTS treated, a Sitka spruce top, that's VTS treated. Beautiful East Indian rosewood back and sides. The binding on it is really nice. The binding is flamed maple. And that's going to be the case on the rosewood guitars in this lineup, like the 0028, the OM28. There's mahogany models as well, like a D18. Those are going to have rosewood binding instead of the maple. So it really offsets the look, and I personally prefer wood binding on guitars. I think it moves with the guitar better than plastic does, and I think it just looks better. So personal preference, I'm glad to see it on this guitar. It's striking, and we'll show you some close-ups of that. Genuine mahogany neck, but before we go there, let's talk about what's going on underneath the top. So I mentioned it's forward shifted, scalloped bracing. That's all VTS, right? Underneath the bridge is a carbon fiber bridge plate, and in the bridge are liquid metal bridge pins. Now, carbon fiber is being used for two purposes. It's really strong and it's really light. The purpose of a bridge plate is basically to protect the top from the ball ends of the strings that are going to hook underneath the bridge, held in place by the bridge pins. That ball end is going to be sitting against that bridge plate, and if the bridge plate wasn't there, it would be sitting right under the top. So it helps to secure that area and to give an area for the bridge and all of this tension to kind of be pulling on the top from. So it's a anchor, if you will. By using carbon fiber, it's stronger than by using rosewood or by using ebony or using spruce, and it's lighter than any of those options would be. So that's going to allow greater vibration transfer from the strings to the top through the bridge and whatnot. And it's not going to inhibit any of that vibration. So better transfer and less dampening of the top. The bridge pins are liquid metal. Liquid metal, we're not talking about mercury here. It's actually a trademark name for a company that creates a particular alloy that can be mold injected and have some unique attributes to its atomic structure. So how that translates to the bridge pins, I can tell you that they're light. They're never going to wear out on you, and I believe it allows better tonal transfer without really cutting into any of the high end on the guitar or the bass. So think of them as basically being kind of transparent, more so than bone or wood, and definitely better than plastic would be. Bone nut and the drop-in saddle right there. It's got an ebony bridge and an ebony fingerboard, as you'd expect. Abalone side dots there, abalone inlay on the fingerboard. Genuine mahogany neck, coming up here to a rosewood capped headstock, and the 1930s script logo done in pearl up at the top. Open geared gold tuners are up there as well. It's a bone nut, and the neck we need to talk about, as well as what's going on with the fretboard. So the frets are gold, and Martin's website and their specifications don't really give us much indication as to what it is. It's not, they're gold colored. It's more of a gold alloy. It's not like the gold that you'd have in your jewelry. That would be way too soft. These are more robust, harder than nickel silver typically is. So they're going to wear better over the life of the instrument, and they look really nice. There's a lot of builders who've been using these. Saw a great documentary with Greenfield guitars where they're using gold fret wire. So that's what they're using here, really an upgrade from the nickel silver. Then on the back of the neck, it's an asymmetrical neck carve. So what Martin's doing is actually kind of pulling in a lot of these new tricks that are happening, these new building techniques that we're seeing in the guitar world. One of those is an asymmetrical neck. So typically a neck profile is the same from one end to the other. And on the most recent Martins, we're seeing 1 3/4 inch nuts. This is actually 1 9/12. That is the same as 1 3/4. But we're seeing that nut width, but we typically have seen like a low oval profile. In this case, the profile is rounder up around the first position, and then it gets shallower as you move up the neck. And this is something we've seen in the most recent Builder's Edition guitars from Taylor, the Grand Pacifics. And it's an extremely comfortable neck profile. We saw this in Fender electric guitars when they came out with the Elites. And the idea is this: when you're playing in this position, you tend to show more of your thumb over the top of the fretboard, over the top of the neck. That means that you're gripping the neck in a different way. As you move up, you don't even think about this, okay? You naturally are going to have your thumb kind of on the back of the neck. Not very many people play like this up high, particularly on an acoustic guitar. And so that's what is going on with the carve here. So it's 1 3/4 inch nut width, and then this asymmetrical carve that turns into that low oval, but starts off a little rounder down here by the nut, and it's extremely comfortable. So that, in a nutshell, is the appointments that make up the Modern Deluxe. What you get out of it, I believe, is there is just more of what we'd expect from an D28. It's got a beautiful sound, a real bloom to the notes, lots of volume, good sustain. It sounds like more of what you'd expect from a Martin, particularly a vintage Martin, but the sound's not the whole thing here. It's also the playability and probably what you're going to have over the life of the instrument with things like the gold fret wire and the carbon fiber bridge plate and the liquid metal bridge pins. It's going to age really well, not really kind of wear out on you, need a refret if you play a lot, things like that. So without any further ado, let's let you listen to it. So there you go, the new Martin Modern Deluxe series. This has been the D28 Modern Deluxe. This is a whole new line of guitars from Martin. They come in at a price of right at about $4,000 depending upon the model that you're getting, or this one at least is. Really a lot of value for the money, an upgrade from what we've seen in the Reimagined Standard series with things that are custom-like appointments with great playability and fantastic tone and beauty. I love the binding. I love the maple binding. So if you have any questions about this guitar, if you'd like to see additional photos or all the specifications, you can go to our website, it's alamomusic.com, where you can see all of that information. If you'd like to come try it, give us a call. We are getting these in as fast as we possibly can. I think they're taking a little bit longer to make because of the new things in the guitar, but we want to put one in your hand and see if you fall in love with it. You know, here's the thing. I don't want you to buy a guitar. I want you to get the right guitar. And so that's what we're here to help you find. So go to our website, message us, come in or give us a call today, and we'll help you find your dream instrument. I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, so I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching our videos. If you enjoy what we're putting out, help support this channel by going down below and purchasing one of the t-shirts we've made for you. Rock your support for one of the oldest music stores in Texas and the country, and your love of guitar. Just purchase below, help support our videos, and go to our website, alamomusic.com, for more goodies that you can get. Thanks.